Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. Before I get started, look at this. 2 chai bears today. I feel very special. Glug, glug, glug. But anyways, in today's video, I wanted to create a look with one of the Rare Beauty new eyeshadow palettes. This is part of the Rare Beauty holiday collection. They came out with 2 palettes as well as some mini sets. This is one of them. This is the Confident Energy palette. It's very beautiful. Ooh, I almost dropped it. This is the one I'm more drawn to. I really like the color stories and they're shades that I would reach for more often. This right here is the Magnetic Spirit eyeshadow palette. A lot of purples and pinks. I think I'm going to be using this palette, and when I was swatching them, I gouged my nail in this poor little shade. Stuff happened. And when I saw this green in this palette, it immediately reminded me of one of my all-time favorite looks from Vanngo. It's this one of Selena Gomez with a beautiful green eyeshadow look. They're definitely different greens, but this is the look I'm going to kind of recreate or get inspired by. So I'm really excited to try this out. So before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. Her base looks really nice and radiant in that photo, so I'm going to recreate that. I'm talking like I never do a radiant base, like that's my everyday anyways, so I'm just gonna do my normal routine. So I'm going to first go in with the Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer in the shade 02 Golden Glow. I've been getting a lot of questions on where do I find this or purchase this, and it's been getting trickier and trickier to find. I've seen it once at Superstore, a couple times at Walmart, but I think when I run out of this, I'll mostly just order it online, which sucks. I wish it was more accessible because it's such a beautiful product, one of the best Glotion products, and it gives a lot of warmth because it is a true golden shade. I'm having one of those days where I'm having difficulty waking up. Like I can't seem to wake up today. It's so weird. Don't know what that is. But anyways, for my foundation, I'm going to be taking my Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation in the shade Light 7. It's so crazy. My summer shade was medium 13 and now I'm at light 7. I feel like that's a lot of shades to jump between. I'm going to apply this with my Rare Beauty foundation brush. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this Becca Under Eye Corrector. I really like this stuff. I really enjoy how much it brightens in the inner corner portion right here. So I always have some darkness running through there. I just take the tiniest amount ever, and it does such a good job at making me look wide awake. I think this is definitely going to be a favorite of the month. And I really enjoy how my concealer sits on top of it as well. Speaking of concealer, I'm just going to take some of my Milk Makeup Flex Concealer in the shade Light. I'm trying so hard to empty this bottle. Oh my god, my beauty blender is super ripped. What happened? I was washing it this morning. I must have been too rough. Anyways, I'm trying to finish this bottle. It's getting kind of old, but I just love it so much. To set my under eye a little bit, I'm going to take my Pat McGrath Under Eye Powder. This is a new brush from Royal & Langnickel from their Omnia line. It's the Balm 270 brush. I've been using it as my under eye powder brush because it's really nice. You can work it into the finer lines or pat the powder underneath. It's quite nice. So now to bronze up my skin, I'm going to be taking my bronzing powder from Quo Beauty in the shade Cool Contour. And I'm going to be using my brush I pretty much use in every single one of my videos. It's the Sephora Precision Foundation Brush. It's been weird for the last, I'd say, month. Excuse me. That's so weird. I was just about to talk about him. For the last solid month or so, I have been looking at the clock or timers or anything like that at specific numbers like 11:11, 1:11, 4:44, 5:55, 3:33, like all of it, all day. I'll check the timer or see how much time there's left on a microwave, and it'll be that split second where I see 3:33. It's so weird, and I've just started to screenshot every time that it happens to me if I'm on my phone, and I have a huge album full. I was definitely Googling, seeing if it was like angel numbers or whatever it may be, or what it could be or why, and all the different reasons and things, but I think it was preparing me for someone who has come back into my life recently, which has been really, really exciting. And maybe because I've been a little bit more open to start dating again. I've had a couple virtual dates, one in-person date that was really not worth my while. That's when I posted that little video of me feeling really confident on my Instagram stories. So that date did not work out. I know a lot of you were very curious to know how it went, and it was not it. It was just really not it. But recently there has been a special someone who has come back into my life, and it's been really, really exciting. I'll talk about it a little bit because I doubt he's gonna see this video. I asked him, I was like, did you ever watch any of my videos? And he said no, so thank God for that. But I just put way too much of that on because I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. Just gonna pause on that for a second. This is the new Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Superstar Glow highlighter, and I really like it. I thought it was the same shade as her Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. Here they are side by side. This one's a little bit more bronzy, whereas this one's too icy champagne for me. I didn't like this one originally. The tone was too bright for me and my preferences, but this one is beautiful. I've been wearing it for the last 2 days, and it melts into the skin so beautifully. I'm really sad that this is a limited edition highlighter because it just melts so nicely. But anyways, getting back to what I was talking about, keeping you guys on edge, he was my 6th grade boyfriend. It's been also kind of strange over the past, I don't even know how long it's been, like probably 11 years since we were together. But I rarely leave my house because I'm quite a homebody, but it felt like every time I would leave my house, I would see him in the most random spots, like at malls or like at music festivals, or we'd just cross paths at such a specific second that we'd see each other, and it'd be so weird. Or at a bar, like one of us would be leaving and then oop, there he is. And we moved to Vancouver for the exact same year. And I saw him everywhere there too. Like I once just walked into the Lululemon that he was working at. So it's been exciting. That's a little update for you. We have only had one date so far. I'll keep you updated on that. But right now, really, really excited. Anyways, moving on. In this picture of Selena Gomez, she has a beautiful orangey lip as well as a cheek. So I think a good match for that is this JULIAA Dreamer Multi-Stick. It's quite a similar tone. I might just go really, really light-handed with this to kind of mimic that look. I'm going to be using my Smith 115 brush for this, and I'm just going to work off the stick. This is such a cute color. I love this Dreamer shade so much. Cute! Okay, that's a perfect blush for this look. So now I'm just going to quickly do my brows off camera. I'm also going to prime my eyelids with the Fenty Beauty eye primer, and I will be right back. So please enjoy the brow intermission. Okay, the brows are on, my eyes are primed. So I did pull out my Wet n Wild Glamour Squad palette from Wet n Wild just to use some of the matte. I know there's a lot of people who are upset that there aren't any mattes in this eyeshadow palette, but for me, because of the size, it doesn't super bother me. And especially because I would see myself using this in conjunction with the Charlotte Tilbury Desert Haze palette or something like that, or the new Makeup by Mario all matte eyeshadow palette. Since it is a smaller size, I don't super mind that there isn't any mattes in here, but I totally get where people are coming from. So I'm first going to start off with this transition shade for my skin tone in this palette, and I'm just going to bring that into the crease for some definition. This is an Anastasia A25 brush, by the way. So now I'm going to move on to this green, and it's not as teal green as it is in the photo. This shade in here has a lot more yellow to it, but I still just wanted to create this. So I'm just going to pack on a majority of it with just a finger. So now I'm going to take my Smith 253, and I'm not going to dampen it yet. I'm just going to try to create this shape without first. Do I hear an ice cream truck? I think I do. It's such an overcast, cold fall day. That is so weird. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted. So I'm just going to dampen this brush quickly with some of the I'm just gonna have to wait till it passes, sorry guys. I just dampened my brush with some Fix Plus just to get more precision. So for this formulation, it's quite nice. I don't have any fallout and I've been really packing it on. And I really like the reflectiveness. Performs nicely wet and dry. So now with the finger, I'm going to take this shade right here, which looks a little bit more white, but it has a green shift to it as well. So I'm going to layer that on top just to bring some more dimension. Focusing it most in the center of the eye, and then I'll kind of bring it upwards. In this look, it looks a lot more glittery. So I might press on some glitter afterwards or something a little bit more sparkly. So I'm just going to redefine the crease a little bit just because it kind of disappeared. I'm going to take this funny new brush too. This is the Royal & Langnickel Balm 487 brush. I'm just going to take a mixture of this transition shade and this shade right here. And it looks like there's more definition right over here on her look. I'm just going to feather this on, and then I'll take a blending brush to kind of smoothen that out. And it looks like there's a nice little softened wing to kind of add more definition and depth to this look. So I'm going to create it with this brush again. I'm going to take a mixture of this chocolatey brown with the black. Because I love that really bright white sheen reflecting in the middle of the eye, I might try to replicate that with a glittery eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take this one from the Pat McGrath, I think the Midnight Sun palette, this one. I'm just going to take this glittery shade right here, and I'm going to take it right in the center and kind of create a little, oh no, fantastic, and kind of create a little T shape right here. Just so it has that same effect, even if I'm not in direct sunlight. I'm gonna deal with this a little bit later. I'm not in the mood. It just looks like this transition shade is all along the lower lash line, so I'm going to do that quickly. And I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter as my inner corner highlight. So I'm just gonna catch this eye up to speed real quick and I will be right back. And here are the eyes all done. I really, really like it. I feel like Tinkerbell or something. I really love how it turned out. It's not exactly like the photo, but regardless, still love it. So now let's move on to the lips. I really love the lipstick she has on. I'm going to try to replicate that as best as I can. I'm first going to line my lips with the M Cosmetics Fawn Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner. And I'm also going to feather this all over my lips as a base color. Just because the color on her lips is kind of more orangey, but it still has a nudeness to it, if that makes any sense. So I think the color that would most replicate this lip color would be Saint by Ilia. I think that's the perfect combo for that. Time to yeet the headband. So here is the look all complete. I completely adore it. I think it's very different from what I usually do. It's definitely not exactly the same as her look, but pretty close. Really, really fun. I really like how it makes my eyes look. It looks very dainty, but still very impactful. For the eyeshadow palettes, I do see myself using this Confident Energy palette a lot more than the Magnetic Spirit palette. I feel like there's a lot of looks that I can create with this. I can pop this brown with my more neutral looks and have all of these other ones as fun pops of colors. I think this teal shade is very, very beautiful as well. I really adore the texture. They're very creamy and impactful, and I think they're very high quality feeling as well. Very easy to work with. They built up beautifully. I didn't have any fallout issues. They worked nice dry or wet. I would really recommend these to you if you have your eyes on them. If you see yourself using these, I think you won't be disappointed in them at all. They super impressed me because, to be honest, when I first saw these palettes online, I was super disinterested. but when I physically got them in my hands, they're far more dimensional and beautiful than they look online. So I'm really excited to play around with this one more, and I really like the shifts. Anyways, really enjoy this palette so far. That is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful. Let me know what you would like to see next in the comments down below. I'll make sure to link all of these products I used in today's video in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.